this week on. Yes, guys, welcome back to Mutal FC, and we got another banging vid for you today.
Today we're talking about the Ballon d'Or and how Lewandowski has been saucing the Bundesliga too much. It's a farmers league, but today we talk about who really should have won the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, so I think the obvious shout here is Robert Lewandowski. I mean, my man's had 34 goals in 31 appearances in the Bundesliga with 5 assists, and that's just insane, right? And I mean, people say, "Oh, Lewa does this every year. It's nothing new to him. It's the Bundesliga," but it's not just that what he's done in the Bundesliga. We have to look at the Champions League. 6 games in the Champions League, 11 goals and 2 assists. I mean, a fucking 11 goals. I think he's the top scorer in the Champions League, if I'm not wrong, right? And then he's also won the DFB Pokal, won the Bundesliga. They're on course to probably win the Champions League. They're favorites to win it, mostly due to how well he's been playing. I mean, the whole team has been insane. Muller with the most assists in Bundesliga, Alphonso Davies a rock, but he's a key part. Without him, they're a much worse team, and there's no doubt about it, right? That's why right now he has the most goals in all of Europe. He's just having an insane season. I don't think anyone can doubt that. Yes, Messi, Ronaldo, they're always putting up the numbers. They've been consistent. You can't lie. You can't sit here and say, oh, Messi and Ronaldo. I think they're a victim of their own greatness, right? Like 20 goals for Messi is usually good for any other player, but for Messi, that's low, right? That's what I'm saying. Lewa deserves it just because, a 51 goals in 43 appearances. That's, his best season ever. And the dude's, 30 now, if I'm not wrong, or 31. And we don't even just have to talk about what he's done for Bayern. We can talk about how he's been good for Poland, right? And I know they haven't played a lot of games, obviously due to coronavirus and stuff like that, but this is overall tally, right? 130 games, if I'm not wrong, and then 112 games, and 61 goals, right? And that's just throughout his whole Poland career. I know it's not just this year, but it just shows you how good of a striker Lewandowski is. So for that reason is why I think he should win the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, yeah, Lewandowski definitely deserves a shout, for this year's Ballon d'Or contention here. I mean, personally, this probably been his best season, but you can't you're saying that Messi puts up stats every year. Obviously I'm backing Messi right now, but I mean, yeah, he puts up stats every, but it's really impressive, and of course Lewandowski should he does have competition with Messi, but for me, the most outstanding stat for Messi, and I still think he's underrated because people won't say that he's having the best season because he hasn't won anything. And technically, in terms of titles and all that, this has been his worst season. He lost Copa del Rey in the semifinals to Atletico. He just lost not the Champions League. He might lose the Champions League in the future, and then he just lost La Liga to his rivals, right? But for me, what stands out this season is his particular stat is when he reached that mark of 20 goals and 20 assists. I mean, it's not like every player does that every year, And he didn't hit 20 assists, but he's close to every other year, right? But I saw a stat where saying he and Henry are the only 2 players that have done it this century. So I think that still takes away from how good he's been this season. Let's be honest, he's practically been carrying a shitty Barcelona team whose board is in a huge mess right now, and nobody knows what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on, and to pull out that much and technically people are still calling it his worst season to have those kind of numbers, not in terms of just producing. He also produces for other teammates as well, 22 times this season, right? And I still feel like it's underrated. I mean, my personal opinion, if the Ballon d'Ors were hosted this year, he might have lost. To Lewandowski, right? Either way, they didn't want Messi or Ronaldo to win, but he might have lost to Lewandowski because just in terms of the fact Lewandowski has won more, right? And they're minor potential Champions League winners candidates. So, but I still think that even if Messi doesn't win this, I mean he's not gonna win out because it's canceled. But I think he should have won it in my opinion because this type of stuff you don't see every season, and the fact that he's done it one time in a century is amazing, and he's a La Liga's top scorer, so all that stuff.
Yeah, so I think I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I think Ronaldo should win the Ballon d'Or for 2020.
Bruh.
there was a Ballon d'Or, but I'm looking at his stats. He has 42 games he's played this year. He scored 34 goals, and I know 34 goals. You might be looking at Lewandowski, Messi. I mean, I think Messi has less, but Lewandowski, you're saying he has more. But the other thing I look at is he wasn't playing very well before the break. He was okay. He's come back since June 22nd. They've played 8 games, and he has 9 goals. Like, he has scored in every single game that he's come back in, except for 2. And 2 of the games he scored 2 goals. So I don't think it's even his ability to just, like, I know you want to say Ballon d'Or all year, they should be good, but his ability to come back and bounce back and show that he's still world class at 35 years old, I think is showing that he's deserving of this award. And if you look at it last year, he got 3rd place, scoring less goals and winning less trophies. They're probably going to win Serie A. They finished. He led Juve to a final of Coppa Italia. They lost in PKs. They're still in the Champions League, and I think they have a good chance of winning that also. So, and the fact that he's also 35, I think is like crazy, because you look at Messi, he's 33. I don't know how old Lewandowski is, but 35, like you're scoring over 30 goals. That's like superhuman. So I don't know why you would leave him out of the conversation for Ballon d'Or any year. Just because he does it year in, year out. You can't discredit him for how amazing he is every year. I think it's just he's done it so much now that it's just like, okay, Ronaldo does it every year, so who cares? He scores 30 goals, but he's scoring 30 goals. So I think he definitely deserves a shout for Ballon d'Or 2020.
Yeah, just to back Chris for like 1 point. Yeah, I do feel like when it comes to like Messi and Ronaldo, like people, I feel like people are kind of tired of both of them, winning Ballon d'Ors, even though they've been like superhuman for like the past decade. That's all I just want to say.
Yeah, no, I completely get that. Just to back Chris up though on CR7 real quick. So I think after 30 years old, he's had 250 plus goals, and I think Ibra in that bracket too. I think 270 plus goals. So I definitely see that argument. But I'm here to back KDB, and I think like this year in the Prem, he is obviously like by far the best creative player, and sitting at 11 goals, 19 assists, and the underrated stat, he's only missed 3 big chances for all of the important moments he's in. And I just think that like the archetype, that he is after, a lot of people want to compare him to that Schneider, that treble-winning season. Just comparing him, Snyder had 26 appearances that year, only 4 goals, 8 assists. KDB obviously tops that. I think even just what he's done for them in other competitions like Champions League, going to the Bernabeu, beating Real Madrid 2-1, bringing that lead back to the Etihad. I think, and even for the top providers in Europe, he's sitting at 3rd. Obviously Messi's first because, like Moni said, he's got that record equaling Henry in the 21st century. And then Muller's been on fire. He's sitting at 2nd, 21 assists. But I think KDB sitting at 3rd, 19 assists. I think that's a very underrated stat that a lot of people don't know. And I feel like everyone's like, oh, Trent, he's this master provider, always puts it on a plate for Liverpool front 3. But I think like KDB deserves it more so than Modric or Snyder for winning it. The Ballon d'Or for that type of player. That's just my piece on it.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like KDB and Lewandowski, I feel like if it was to go on, right? I mean, maybe personally, like if we just like, I would just say like I think out of all these candidates, I probably think the most chance to win it right now, I think is Lewandowski, because in terms of like league success but for KDB, I think if he wins the Champions League, then yeah, I think he wins it. But if Lewandowski wins the Champions League as well, or let's say Bayern win the treble, I think he definitely takes it. So it's like depending on trophies.
That's the whole issue with it's like how they do the Ballon d'Or, right? Like, is it actually the best player, or is it like the amount of trophies you win? I mean, that's why people were saying Snyder should have won it in 2010, 2011. I mean, he was insane that year, but or 2009, 2010. But like they won the treble, right? And he got robbed of it. He still didn't win it when they won the treble, right? So then people were pissed about it. I think the way Ballon d'Or works now is if you win the trophies, you get the
the recognition and and I know what you're saying, yeah. But so that's why I feel like even if I can, back Messi, I think he even like if the Rounders were supposed to like go on, I don't think he would have won it regardless. I think maybe if he won the Champions League, or I feel like another thing is that Champions League is like a huge trophy that determines like the Ballon d'Or's players' success. So if he maybe won the Champions League, yeah, all that La Liga like stuff would have been thrown out the window, and he would have got it right. But right now, Barca don't look like at any stage to even like I don't know. I mean, they might even struggle against Napoli.
Exactly. No,
Yeah, so
you're
that's what I see about like. Yeah, you can go, Vignesh.
yeah. No, you can go. But like, yeah,
Yes, I was gonna say like for Messi, like you get the goals and the assists, but you've led your team to no cup wins this year. And like at the end of the day, soccer is about winning trophies. And if you're not winning trophies, then you can score as many goals, get as many assists you want. You know, Danny Ings is like top 3 in the Prem goal scorer this year. Southampton sitting mid-table. So I don't really know how much scoring, how
Yeah,
many goals means if you're not winning any kind of cup.
I'm
Yeah,
not. I'm not like.
just
I'm
to say
not
my
taking
piece
away
on
from
that,
that.
I think that like the way it should be is not just trophies or stats. It has to be a mix of the two. If I can just point out an example, so obviously like Ronaldinho, like his play style, like a lot of people fell in love with. I think that like when he won the Ballon d'Or in 2005, I think he beat Lampard and Gerrard. But even like that season, you want to say a creative player like saucing on top of his game, 17 goals, 18 assists. I think like that's also really underrated. Like to play well, to win trophies, and to have stats. I think it's that trifecta, and I
Yeah,
think that's what the Ballon d'Or is really all about. But
yeah.
it's lost away.
no,
I
but
mean,
soccer's become the stat. Like now, people only care about stats. I mean, I don't believe
it's understandable.
Being a United fan, I'm gonna give you the best example. I don't know if everyone saw when Van Dijk made that mistake. People were comparing Van Dijk's stats to Maguire, right? Yes, Van Dijk has more clean sheets, but he has more errors leading to goals than Maguire does. But does anyone genuinely, like with the right mind, believe
Yeah,
that
they don't
Maguire's better
really
than
care
Van Dijk?
about that.
No, that's not true. Like stats don't always depict the whole picture, right? But that's the way soccer is right now. Stats mean everything to everybody. If you don't have the
Yeah,
stats, you don't have anything. I get what you're saying. It should be about how you play because in terms of actual ability, right? Messi, De Bruyne. Like I'm not saying Lewa isn't good. Lewa's amazing, but I think De Bruyne has been more influential, right? Or maybe Messi more influential to their teams, right? But
Messi
like
for me.
that doesn't ever get considered into
But
like
like the problem I have with like De
Yeah,
Bruyne is like last year, league table, Man City wins the league by 1 point, 98 points, no De Bruyne. And then you bring it to this year, and they're behind by like 20 points, and they did not compete for the title race at all with De Bruyne. So I don't see the difference he's making. Like, yeah, he's a
I mean,
great player on the field, but like in terms of winning the league, I don't see what he's changing.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I mean that's a good point, but I'm not taking away. I feel like in terms of De Bruyne's case, I personally don't. I mean, I feel like what he's done as a midfielder, like especially in the Prem, is extremely underrated, especially with the number of goals he has, and but like, but then that comes to the argument like what Chris is talking about, like when Vignesh was talking about like, are they looking about individual impact or how like for example like De Bruyne wasn't there last year and they won, yeah, that's true, but then this year he's been like also really world class. But I feel like for De Bruyne's case, it's a bit of a stretch when you're comparing it to Lewandowski. I feel like I mean, he has an assist, but like for me right now, I think I'll go back to my main point. He needs to like win the Champions League for him to like have like a chance of like winning. I know it's not there, but like for me, that's the case.
Yeah,
But I
just to
think
touch
like
on that, we need to defend KDB. I think Chris said like 17, 18, like you obviously helped them win the league. Just that season to break down his stats, so 8 goals, 16 assists, just to even improve on that, like the fucking like Centurion season in stats is I think crazy. I think this season, even if they beat Real, get to a semi, get to a final, I still think he deserves to be in the three, if not win. It shouldn't be
yeah,
like Schneider, like total rob, I feel like.
yeah, yeah. He definitely deserves to be nominated for sure.
I think he will be nominated. I just think there's at the moment, if you talk about like currently right now, Lewa has the best chance, and I think he deserves it the way they're currently.
Yeah, I
The
would
thing with De
agree with
Bruyne
that.
is going back to the Christian point. The reason last year I think De Bruyne didn't get nominated is one because he barely played last season, and Messi was
Yeah,
insane this season. Messi didn't he get above 50 goals or something in all comps?
Yeah, I think like
yeah,
Messi
yeah.
was ridiculously good last season, and they won La Liga. KDB was injured and like barely played for them, featured in their games. I mean, this season he's come back a lot stronger.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know he was injured, but my point is like he was injured. Man City still won the league with 98 points.
Oh, okay.
So like this year, there was no like I'm looking at Laporte as more influential for City than De Bruyne because without Laporte, they're losing dropping points. They're letting
Yeah,
goals every game.
Yeah, Chris, I get that, but I think that also is a testament to like the strength of City's squad depth. If you look at like Bernardo coming in, like, his first year wasn't that great. Like last year to come in, cover for him, like have like the most like miles run in City's midfield. I just think like that takes away from KDB. It's not fair to say that like because he wasn't in it, no influence. I feel like he was injured. I don't know how many players that could come back 1 season gap and still perform at that level. Actually, even like beat his stats. I don't think that's a fair argument.
Because I feel like if you take De Bruyne out of City, I don't think they change much. But I think if you take Lewandowski out of Bayern, Messi out of Barca, Ronaldo out of Juve, those teams are completely different teams.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
I mean, I
Because
still don't know
Bayern
about
needs-
Ronaldo out of Juve. I'd still say, I mean, Juve were still winning the league comfortably without Ronaldo. I think Ronaldo's been the Champions League way to win. Juve were still winning it. I think, but I do agree with Messi and Lewa. They are big impact. Yes, Bayern were winning it, but if you remember, Dortmund were actually winning. Dortmund won the league under Lewandowski. Like Lewandowski's the reason Dortmund like broke that spell, and then he left to
yeah.
Bayern, and then they kept on winning now. So I mean, there is a
Yeah,
correlation with how good. And I don't know if I've seen a couple games of Bayern when the Bundesliga was back on. When Lewandowski, he didn't play in like the second to last or third to last game. It ended in a 0-0 draw. Right? They have no cover for that. Like Muller
Yeah,
can't do the job.
There's no
They don't have any
replacement.
cover.
Yeah, there's no replacement for him. But then that goes to the point, like, or like we don't really know what the Ballon d'Or's like measuring, right? Like, if they don't, I don't think they consider. Yeah, if you take this guy off this team for 1 season, is this team gonna survive?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think right now at the moment, the Ballon d'Or's always been about trophies, right? And I mean, out of the 4 people we've talked about, Lewa has the most trophies, right? But that's why I
Yeah.
personally think Lewa should be winning it. But like, there's always an argument. People always argue which way, who should win, who shouldn't. But if you guys like that video, let us know in the comments below who you think should have won the Ballon d'Or. Messi, Kevin De Bruyne, Lewa, Ronaldo, anyone else that you think we should have mentioned. Just let us know down in the comments. Hit that notification bell to never miss a video. Hit that subscribe button for more banging vids. And we'll see you in the next one.